same colors like us, you know. I mean, there's
Well,
only
that was
people in us
planned.
as well,
That
but
was that was
no
that
boy,
was
I need
set
people to
in the.
see us. I need put
You know
us
that
on,
when
put
you
us
said
on
a
live.
name one and below you just put something else in small letters.
Yeah, that let me tell you, know. So I mean, I've won this shit before, and I know you have won yours already. So
Yes.
when I realized you had a shit just like mine, I was like, okay, so that will not happen for us to clash. So I'm like, this morning, any, mini, miny, mo. And I say, okay, this one, because Nigel will not wear his today. Serious, Nigel. I said this one, you know, and voila, voila.
I, and I'll tell you what
Okay,
happened
let's
to me
focus.
this morning, though. I was like, man, it's kind of running a little late because, like I said, the week was one of those. I'm like, let me just take the first one that caught. Oh, yo, yo.
Yes, sir, yeah. Nigel,
Yes,
nah,
yeah.
man.
That looks
You
good.
see, the same
I love
shirt,
it.
the
I
same
love it.
shirt. I need to button mine high up like yours, but Nigel, yeah, is the very.
I love
Yes,
it. I
and that
love
was
it. I
not
love it.
planned. That was not planned. That was
Yes,
really not
yes.
planned.
I love it. I love it. That is really what we call connection. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. We twinning today.
Anyway,
We are connected in outfits
yes, in
today. That's
outfits, yes.
beautiful.
So we have squares, not dots, but
Yeah.
it's we are
But it's
connected. This,
okay.
yeah, it's okay, it's okay.
We're still connecting. So that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes. I love that. I love that. I
yeah.
love
So where
that.
we are now, we on the live, right? Let me see. Yes, we
Let
are
me
on.
see. Let
Yes,
me
yeah, yeah,
see.
we are on.
Let me see if we
No
are.
boy.
Yes, I think we are,
Nigel is we're in the shit. Same thing as mine. Anyway.
Yes,
So Nigel,
because
let's
we are.
before we bring on our guest, because we have a lot to talk about with her. Let's big up the DA football team, you know, for the 3-1 victory against BVI in the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, you know, and that was good.
Yes.
Let's also big up Glenson Prince, you know. Very
As he
good.
retires,
Yes,
yeah?
yes, yes. And you know, on a high note, and sometimes, and
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to do
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So that's good. That's good.
Glenson
And
has given a lot
oh yes,
to football in
for
Dominica over
many
the
many years.
years.
Yes, yes.
You know,
Yeah.
many years that he was there. So it was good that he could retire on a high. Played his last game for Dominica. I'm pretty sure we'll hear a lot more about Glenson because I'm sure he'll go into the coaching thing
Yes,
and,
yes, yes.
continue assisting where he can. So congratulations for representing us at the
Yeah.
highest level and
Yes.
doing it well.
Yeah, doing it well. It's also
Yes.
the feast of Saint Isidore this weekend. So places like Santo Veprit, Soufriere as well, and Grand Bay, of course. You know, really celebrating big. Grand Bay, I think.
Yes,
Grand Bay started yesterday
Isidore.
and ends on Monday.
Yes.
You know,
It's a
with the
holiday
feast.
weekend in
Yes,
Dominica,
yes.
right?
So Monday is a holiday in Dominica.
Yes.
Yes.
I was having a discussion with someone about the holidays in Dominica, and I was like, man, I go through the calendar. I have to plan to be in Dominica every other weekend because it's a holiday.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know if we, let me see, after this one, oh yes, there's August Monday. And
There's August Monday
yeah,
coming up
that's,
soon
yeah.
again, and
So that's the last holiday Monday for a long time. Well, August is almost
for now.
over, so yeah, for now.
Okay. Well,
Anyone on the book, Nigel,
of
before we
course.
begin for our
Well, on the
guests?
book, it's coming on nicely. Yes. Let's say good morning to all those who are already logged on. And we always ask you to continue to share the live, share it so that everybody can know what's happening. So don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Share it
Yes,
with
it's
others
important
so
that you
that
do
they
that,
can join
yes.
and be part of the
Yeah.
CTD family. So good morning to you, Jacqueline Stedman. Winnie Green is always early. Good morning to you as well. Blessed Saturday to you. Let's see.
Let me say hello to
who else is
Vado.
on
Even if
here.
she's not on the live, she may be playing her trade now. So Vado, good morning
Yes,
to you.
Vado, good morning
Sandra
to you.
Norris is normally on as well. So let's big her
Definitely
up.
so.
Noreen
Randy
Joseph.
Turney, who is in the Bronx, also wants to say good morning to you. Janet Dawes always logged on. Good morning to you. Michael LeBlanc Pecker, good morning. And Miguel Murphy, who is our unofficial,
We have never
link
had Miguel as a
share.
guest, as like on
We
his
haven't had him
own.
have we had him as a guest by
On his
himself? I
own.
don't think so.
We need to
We've
bring
had
him
him
before the month
when we
is
spoke
over.
to the Miami-Dade
Yes,
College,
but as his own, on his
with
own.
Carbon and
Okay,
others,
so
but
let's
on his
plan
own.
this. Let's plan
Yes,
this before
and I think
June
he
is
has
over.
a story to tell. So good
Yeah,
morning
oh
to you,
yes.
Miguel. Appreciate you as always.
Yeah.
Carl Kofi James. I haven't seen Carl Kofi James for a while, but he's
Yes.
back on. Good
Oh,
morning.
he's back on. Okay.
Yes. We
Let's say
haven't
good
seen him
morning
for
to
a few.
him.
So good morning to him.
Yes.
I haven't seen the part-time producer yet. Ophelia Marie, my dear. Good morning to you. Appreciate you. Sandra Norris, Cecilia Dorset. Yes. Good morning. So to all of
Yeah,
you, and
all
of
of
course
you,
the
all of you.
YouTube folks.
Yeah, so sometimes
I
when I
know.
go over the messages, Nigel, we get on Facebook, so people like of course Rosalind's always
Yes,
on.
Rosalind
Rosalind Severin
Severin
McLean,
McLean.
Snapper.
Yes.
Well, Alvin, of
Yeah.
course, Alvin Thomas, Noreen, Edwina London as well, always on.
Always on,
Astrid
always on.
Pinard, there's an Astrid Pinard as well. And Helena Etienne, and a lot of people always on. So let us big you up today.
Yes. And then of course on the YouTube folks, good morning to you. Elizabeth Thomas, hey, good morning to you, Liz. I know that you are there watching. I know the name just slipped me by. Wow, not good. But it will come back. But good
Okay,
morning to
yes.
you as
So when
well.
it comes,
I
just
know you'll be
surely down.
logged on.
Yeah.
Let me see YouTube very quickly because we have a lot to talk to you about.
We have a lot to talk about.
Glenda
Yes.
Bertrand, good morning to you. Nettie says, hi, Ivons and Nigel.
Okay.
She says, great minds think alike. That's why we dress like this morning. Yes. You know the other part of it, they say great minds think alike. There's a second section, right?
Great minds think alike, and no.
No?
No,
Okay, so it's
great minds
great
think alike.
minds
That's what I
think
know.
alike. Yes, but fools seldom do.
Okay, yeah. I want you to say it,
but that is not us, so we take the first part
yes.
alone.
Yeah, we'll take the first part. Yeah. Let's have a Dominica corner quickly,
By the way,
Go ahead.
Liz wants to make sure I mention that, and I must mention that. The Nature Island Toastmasters. Good morning to you. We need to have them on.
Yes.
All right, we need to have them on the program at some point.
And they will tell you that I have abdicated my responsibility.
Are doing great things.
Nigel, they'll tell you that I've abdicated my responsibilities. So,
well, that is why I'm going to bring them on.
Yes,
so you can
Papa, boy, Nigel, you want to expose me there, Nigel? Anyway, it's okay. It's all right.
It's a great movement to belong to.
I know we're going to have a very interesting discussion today, Nigel. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yes,
definitely looking forward to it, as we do for every other Saturday.
But let's have a Dominica corner quickly, Nigel. I think before we move on with the guests. My turn, man.
Well, of course, it's your turn. You have your turn. Yes, your turn.
Okay, name six simple. Name 6 communities that begin with the letter M or hamlets. I know we have done communities before,
6
but
communities
I don't think we have done
hamlets
M.
that begin the letters M. If I don't call this one first, I'll be in trouble. So, Monjon, good morning to you.
So that means we have done M already because I can remember you shouting.
Good morning to you, Monjon. So, Monjon, Monwachet.
Okay, you have to.
Miro.
Yeah, that's good.
I guess 3 already. Yes, Miro. Marco Street.
Yeah, but actually, you're not bad man with the M's.
That's 4 already. Masak. That's 5.
Yes.
I leave in the last one for you.
One. Moore Park. Mon Bruce.
Okay.
Maranatha Square.
Okay.
Mabouche, because remember we said habits.
Mabouche, because you say Granby, must say Mabouche in Granby. Yes. You're doing well.
Mortin.
Well, Mortin,
yes, Granby, yes, in the hamlet. I don't know what
But we do well. That's 12 already. What other Emmy have? Marigot.
Oh, yes, Marigot. I mean, we should have said that earlier.
Marigot, you see, all you making me say wrong things. Somebody had to put that in live, and I can repeat it right after them. You're doing in London, you see what you cause. You have me saying Marigot. Marigot is not the hamlet. No, you have.
I said communities or hamlets.
Yes, communities or hamlets.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're good. So we can bring another guest.
I think we did well.
Yeah, man, we did well. So
Yes, Mon Daniel.
Oh, well, I said Mon Daniel. I think I said Mon Daniel.
You said Mon Daniel. You said Mao too.
If we don't say Mao, we don't say Mao, Nigel. What?
No, Papa, I know the good first. So good morning, Maho.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
I said Masak, but I didn't say Maho. So yes.
And when you say Masak, you must say Maho. I mean, come on. Who does that?
Yeah, it was like one.
But why we in the same colors? No? Looking at you, I say, but look, I'm reflecting back on the other side. So what is happening? Thinking that the webmaster is having it wrong. But no, anyway, Nigel. So we decided to explore further the issue of coping with stress. Nigel and I had a short discussion of what's happening in recent time. I think last week, just before we started, we mentioned what's happening, particularly with young people. And at that time, we were talking about recent suicide, and there are a lot of fights lately. Problems at school, and a wide range of other problems. Not only with young people, a lot of people are going through a lot. And probably we spoke about it a lot during COVID time, and then this went down, but we are back with the discussion, because a lot of people are facing mental health challenges, depression, anxiety, substance abuse, there's bullying, there's peer pressure, issues related to social media, body shaming and things like that, body image issues, if I can call it that, and even academic challenges. So Nigel, a lot of people are going through, and even me now going through something, because I'm seeing Nigel is wearing the same shirts, and that for me. Let me not say that.
Me too.
So yeah, but our guest has a wealth of knowledge and experience in how to put it, helping people deal with these challenges. Many years ago, Tina Alexander made Dominica her home. She's a Dominican now. I mean, she loves this place. She is very vocal on issues affecting women, on issues affecting children as well. And she's a counselor who is also trained in social work, and she specializes in child protection and mental health, because I was doing some research last night, and I can go on and on and on, but it's a story to tell. I've had Tina on years ago, when I was on Radio More on the Weekday Rendezvous, but it's really a pleasure to have her on. Nigel, your turn now.
Well, I mean, in terms of all what you've mentioned here, and definitely Tina is a household name now, and what she's been able to do, and I'm always fascinated by those who made Dominica their home, and not only made it their home, but contribute, and Tina has done that, during the hurricane season. We call upon her so she can share words of comfort, and, during different months that we're having, we can always rely on her to share her expertise. And it's not just sharing it, but it's the way in which she shares it. The way in which she breaks it down and make it very simple and comforting to you. So it's a pleasure to have her connecting with us this morning. So good morning to you, Tina. Good morning. Thank you so much for connecting with us and allowing us to share that part and to deal with a lot of stuff that's going on. There's so many issues like I want to mention, but I think as a people together, we can always make it happen. So it's a pleasure. Well, she have the same blue and black. What's going on this morning?
It's what I tell you.
Telepathy. What's happening in there, Tina? We are all dressed in blue. Is that a sign? Is that comforting colors? What's going on?
Well, let's hope we're making a connection.
Yeah.
Nice to be here.
I love that. But good morning. Welcome to Connecting the Dots. It's a pleasure to have you. Now and then I see you when you join on the live and you have a few comments here, but now we have you live in the studio with us, and it's a pleasure.
And it's lovely to be here. Thank you.
You've been in Dominica for forever now, right?
Yes, more than 30 years.
Wow.
30 years.
More than 30 years, yes.
Yeah. More than 30 years. Wow. For those who don't know, because you might have told the story before, though, but for those who don't know, what brought you to Dominica at that point?
Oh, it's about me now.
Yes.
I came on a church trip. I think we mistakenly thought that we might have something to teach people about God, and when we got here, they knew everything already. But I came here, and God called me to come back and make it my home.
Wow, more than 30 years, Nigel. That says a lot.
That was in
Dominican by
1988.
choice.
Yes, 1988. That was when I first came.
1988.
Reunion
Imagine
88.
that, Nigel.
Yes, Dominican by choice. I like that. But originally, where are you from, though?
I'm from the UK, and there's probably more Dominicans in the UK than there are here now. So that's a good connection to have too.
Yes, it is. Before we get into our discussion, just a little bit more in terms of prior to you coming to Dominica in the UK, did you know of Dominica before that? Did you meet Dominicans up there in the UK?
No, I didn't know where Dominica was. I was one of those ignorant people who didn't know there was a Dominica and that it was different from the Dominican Republic. So when I got here and found out just how beautiful it is and just how special the people are, I never make that mistake again.
1988. So your first impression was the beauty of the country.
Of course, and the friendliness of the people. I went to dailies first. So Daly's is where my husband's roots are, and that's the first place I went to. I never came to Roseau. That first trip, I never came to Roseau at all. So fell in love with Dominica for its beauty and its people.
Nice.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love that. I love that. I love that. So we're going to get into our discussion because we have so much to cover, but we always like to have a nice little background about our guests. So, for those who don't know, that kind of thing, So you grew up in the UK, went to school and everything in the UK. You've been in Dominica for a while as well, obviously. Just generally, though, in terms of the school system, what are some of the differences or similarities that you see between the two?
Well, while I've been here, we've had the introduction of universal secondary education and the changes in people's aspirations, so that now people can aspire to go to university and actually go. So there's been a significant change in the generations here, so that now people have opportunities that they didn't have before. Granted, it's still a struggle, but we're seeing many people achieving their goals and going forwards. So that's encouraging to see the education system is benefiting a lot of people. I'm pleased to see too the reintroduction of skills training, so that people who want a different path can be equipped for employment. That's very important. So I'm pleased to see that too. And I've been pleased to see the development of counselling in schools, because teenagers especially, need help on hand. They need to be able to not have to pay for counselling, but get some help when they're actually at school. So I've been pleased to see that too.
And you're well trained in that area as a social worker, someone who, involved in a lot of organizations as well. The Dominica Cancer Society. I mean, it's your story to tell, but I'm really pleased with what you have done and what you continue to do in Dominica and for Dominica as well. So I just want to say this from the onset.
Thank you. And yes, it's true that I was a social worker in England, but a psychiatric social worker in England. I came here and I was a psychiatric social worker here in the 90s, driving around Dominica, finding my patients. And then since 2001, I've been trained as a counsellor. And so I have my own private practice in counselling, that people can come and see me privately and essentially employ me to listen to them. But it means I don't have to tell anybody. I'm not working for anybody other than my clients. And that's important for people to be able to be confident about confidentiality. And you're right about loads of organisations, but have me back to talk about them all. Dementia Foundation and worked many years for the Grotto Home for the Homeless. And then we launched our own organisation, Lifeline Ministries, in the 90s. So that's well established and doing good things to help women escaping violence at the moment.
Yes.
As you mentioned, the different things that is happening in the schools, and you're pleased to see so much of that is happening. Would we also say that as a result of all those good things that's happening, there's also been more pressures now on young people as it relates to academic achievement, that some young people might be in the position where, because now you have some who are doing 9, 10, 11 subjects and you're in the class and you feel like you're not as strong academically as that person. Are those pressures something that's coming up as well, Tina?
I think the academic pressure has led to some people feeling like failures and wanting to drop out. And we've had a program going on in Mont Prosper, for example, the Piton Foundation, where we were focusing on those people who had less opportunity and tried to encourage people to stay in school and not give up because they didn't have the textbooks, or not give up because they didn't have the funds to get to school. But there is an issue about people who are not academic succeeding. And so I'm very pleased about the skills training that's proposed, because I think that's important, that people can be a success. And in fact, earn as much money as some of the academics. A good plumber is hard to find. Electrician, builders and so on, people need to be good at what they can do, and they need the training, and the encouragement.
So as a counselor, if what do you tell a young person who is on the verge of giving up? That's academically. We'll talk about the other social skills after, but giving up academically because their peers are, more advanced than they are, or they don't think they can necessarily compete with them. How do you approach that?
I have to assess whether the issue is really a lack of capacity, in which case they need to be trained in something they are good at, or if it's something where they have an emotional issue that is blocking their learning. So they've got problems at home, or they're being victimized at school, or they're being abused, or whatever. These things also block your learning. So I have to do an assessment to see what's the best thing to do. Should I be encouraging the person, in fact, to leave school and go and learn to be a plumber? Or should I be saying, let's talk about what's happening to you at home and how we can stop anything bad that's happening to you, or how we can support you better? Some parents are working very hard and very long hours and are not actually able to provide emotional support to their children because they're struggling to provide the financial support that's needed. So sometimes people need emotional support, and so we need to try and put that in place. So it varies. But I do think the system has been academically focused, and that some people have felt to give up as a result, especially if they want to earn money or if there's pressure at home because money is very short. Sometimes the most academic child gets the opportunity, and the less successful child will be pressured to go into employment.
Apart from the academic focus that you talk about, Tina, would you say that there is an urgent need for better mental health support in schools and communities?
Two different things. In school, the system is there, but yes, I think they need to increase their capacity. So that there are counsellors in schools, and those counsellors could be better trained. They could also have more resources to hand so that they could provide more than just half an hour's counselling a week to a child. So I think the system is there, but it needs improvement. In communities, I think people actually can't access counselling very easily at all. There are very few private counsellors available, and those of us who are available, it costs $80 a session, and lots of people won't have that. We found in our gender-based violence program that we've needed to have bursary systems so that we can have people donate money, which then pays for the counselling for people who can't afford it, because we recognise that people don't value their mental health the same way that they value their physical health. And even then, people are not going to the doctor because they don't have the medication or they don't have the money to buy whatever they need. But I certainly think that people don't want to commit into counselling, because usually you have to come for more than one session. It's not like you come for a session and I give you pills and you hopefully get better in a month. That isn't what happens. In fact, usually I would say to somebody, when you've had an assessment, you could expect to come for maybe 6 sessions after that. So, I mean, it's not a hard and fast rule, but we wouldn't expect to be able to help somebody work on their problems in one session. So that's an investment. And we encourage everybody to think about their own mental health and taking that responsibility.
You will give a lot of schools. Go ahead, Nigel. We'll come back to more.
No. Along with what I was asking in terms of the mental health, would you say that there's probably that there might be a stigma attached to the whole thing of mental health, and so people are not wanting to come to a counselor for fear of what it might look like?
I think I found that more in the past. I think there's been an improvement in people's attitude towards mental health. In the past, the only place you could get help was a psychiatric unit, and when you went there, you were worried that you'd be labelled as mad and that you might be locked up. So people didn't go there unless it was an emergency. Whereas I think it's slightly different now. I often find people are looking for a counsellor. They will come to me and they'll say that their friend recommended me because I've been around a long time. Some families, I think I'm a generational fixture, so I knew their parents and their grandparents, which is fine. It actually means that it's not scary or stigmatizing to come and see me. And I think it's improving, Nigel. People, or when you're having a mental health crisis yourself, you are worried that maybe you're going mad. So that is a genuine concern. So sometimes people say, I thought people would think I'm going mad. But actually, if we explore it, sometimes they themselves feel that they can't rely on their own mental processes because they're crying all the time, or because they feel to kill themselves, or because they get having angry outbursts that are not usual for them, or whatever it is, or having thoughts or hearing voices, whatever it is. If you get some symptoms, then you yourself can be worried. And you need to talk to someone about it.
You mentioned hearing voices. Tina, give us an example of, in your line of duty, what you have come across with young people, with adults, and very much older people.
Okay, well, hearing voices is a symptom of a psychotic illness, and it can have a number of causes. But what you mentioned young people, and schizophrenia starts usually between 16 and 21, 22, so 25. I mean, those young people ages. And so I do see people who are experiencing maybe paranoia, maybe hearing voices and so on. And those people need medication, and they need it quickly. Because if you leave it, it gets worse. And the situation can break down, and the person can be a danger to themselves and others. But they can also have their life disintegrate around them. Whereas if they can get the medication early, we work with Dr. Wallace, and she's been very helpful to catch these illnesses quite early in some people, so they never even get admitted. They can actually learn how to manage their symptoms and take the medication. So what you try to do is try to catch them while they've still got some insight and say, I know something's wrong.
So the medication delays the progress of...
No, it doesn't delay the progress. Sadly, they're conditions that are for life, but they're conditions where the symptoms can be controlled. So if you get on the medication, you can actually control the symptoms. You can know that the voices are not real. You can know that the paranoia is not justified, and you can deal with the emotions that are rising up in you because the medication calms it down. You'll notice, but people are worried about the medication because they see it sedate people. But that's largely because by the time people get medication, they're usually out of control. And so then they give them a strong dose, knock it down, and then gradually reduce it until it's a balanced dose. Whereas if we can get people to go when it's early days, we can start with a small dose and build up, and then we don't have that same knockout effect. So, but I worked in psychiatry for many years. I actually like to work with people who have mental illness because insight, both for the person and for the carers, really helps. So once they understand what they're dealing with, then they don't have to be so frightened, and we can actually manage it. So
interesting, Nigel.
It is interesting, and I mean the way in terms of at what point you have to give the medication, and of course at what point, because you are going to be on a medication for life in a sense, but you can, I guess, regulate the dosage as you go along. In terms of young people, though, there's a lot for young people to have to deal with, and of course, we all talk about social media and being able to to keep up with your peers and all the rest of it. Let's talk a little bit about that, the pressures for young people and how they cope with that.
I mean, social media has changed the world. I mean, the internet has changed the world. And whilst it's all opened up your private world to other people, it's also provided some positives for networking and having friends who care and can say things. So it's not entirely negative. But what is the problem is that to resist the pressures of bullying or negative pressure, you need to be resilient. And to be resilient means that you need to have strong connections, strong relationship connections, real relationships, where people know you, love you, and accept you. And I think if you have those, then you can use the social media quite positively. But if you are feeling insecure, rejected, abandoned, and then people are mean to you out of cyberspace, you don't have the resilience to reject what they're saying, to block them, to shut them out. It somehow takes a hold, and it's also every time you read it, it's like it's repeated to you again and again and again. So it's a challenge, but what we try to do is to help people to feel supported so that they're able to have the inner strength to block the attacks, if you like, and not to join in an attack back. Did you know that bullies are often people who've been bullied? And some people respond in that way, that they turn on others because people are being aggressive to them. So we have to try and find the roots and help people to learn the art of forgiveness, the art of relationship, the art of living with difference. These things are important.
I don't think we place enough focus on this. I mean, I have mentored young people, not as trained as you, obviously, but in terms of giving back to my alma mater, mentorship program, and you hear from young people that they feel depressed. Some will even say they hate their life. They talk about feeling lonely, having problems with friends, being bullied, as you just said, and surely these are tough moments that need careful handling. So I go back to the question that I asked about that urgent need for better mental health support, especially at schools. Like you need trained teachers to handle students who go through these challenges. So let's go back there, Tina.
Okay, I mean, one of the things that we have seen is people with suicidal ideation, so thinking of suicide and also just feeling despairing. There's a spectrum. It's not one or the other, but it starts with feeling despairing, starts with feeling like there's no hope, there's no reason to be there, everything is overwhelming, people would be better off without them. Those feelings come up to the surface. Those are suicidal feelings. And then they progress into suicidal ideation when you start to plan. And you have a way of planning what you want to, what you might do to end your life. And then from there, that's a danger, that's a red flag. Because once you're planning how you're going to do it, this is a red flag, and it's really very important to intervene at that point. But I would prefer to see the intervention at the earlier point, when you're feeling despairing and depressed. And I agree with you, the teachers need to be trained not to be counsellors, though. They need to be trained to spot the depressed student and refer them to the counsellors, who should have the capacity to be able to help them, not only with emotional support, but also for some people with treatment. Suicidal feelings are a symptom of depression, and antidepressants do actually help. So it's important that, again, you're going to say I'm advocating medication early, but I am. Because, depression gets much worse if you're not sleeping. It gets much worse if you shut yourself away and withdraw from society, and yet that is one of the symptoms of shutting yourself off and breaking off relationships and so on. And so we need to spot it early, provide support, provide informed support, like you say. So we need to increase the capacity of the counsellors in schools and have good relationships with prescribing medication doctors.
Do you do you find that in the schools, do you find a situation where, in terms of coping with those mental issues and coping with all the stress and everything else, is there any gender bias? Is there any way in which it's more prevalent among the girls than the boys, or it's equal? What have you found?
That's a good question. Women generally talk about their problems better than boys. So they tend to be more verbal, they tend to have a better vocabulary, and they tend to put more value on relationships too, whereas boys put more value on activities and success. We also know that gender-based violence is predominantly against girls too, although when it's against boys, that's very difficult because they feel more isolated and unable to share about it. But generally, there are more girls being sexually abused in their homes, so that's another source of distress and hopelessness. And this all sounds rather depressing to talk about it, but it's important to go into those dark places and shine a light. And we're seeing quite a few people rescued from that situation by relationship. If you look, the children who do well at school often have a teacher who they felt was specially interested in them. It really helps to have an adult who's interested in you, be it a godmother or an auntie or a leader of an organisation or somebody at church, whoever it is. I think it really helps to have somebody who doesn't have to love you, but they do actually think you're special. And we see that mentoring role that you mentioned, Ivonia, very strongly influencing people, especially people coming from a deprived background where their parents are not able to provide for them emotionally, if not financially. To have somebody interested in you is really very important. So I'm very pleased to hear about mentoring programs, and also the uniformed organisations and the sign language at convent and different groups that are doing very well to engage young people and give them good role models and people who care.
How can parents and guardians, well, you spoke about teachers as well, but how can these people, how can we really create a safe space for children to open up?
Please listen to your children. Please try to listen to your children, and please try to give them one-on-one time. That's really tricky, okay, especially if you're a working parent. But even if it's a once a month you have a date with your child, but try to have some time that makes the child feel special, and try to listen to them. Listen and be genuinely interested. It's not, you're not listening and then you're going to go and tell all their business to all your sister and your friends and so on and mock them. That's not the idea. They won't talk to you again if you do that. And it's not so that you can say, well, 80% isn't good enough. You should be getting 90. You should be getting 100. Frankly, I don't think that's that motivates people. And motivating them also by saying that you're going to punish them if they don't do better, I don't think that works either. I think you need to be listening to them. What is the challenge? What is it that you didn't actually understand the maths because you had a week off with the flu and you missed the thing? If you listen carefully, you may be able to find what it is that's really bugging the child. And the important thing is to make them feel special. So whether you're a guardian or a parent or a friend, that if the child feels that you actually care, this will make a difference to them. And they won't want to kill themselves so much. Sometimes they'll say, well, I can't do that. I couldn't kill myself because it would make my mum sad. Or I couldn't kill myself because I know what it would do to this person who cares about me. So you're saving the person's life if you care about them and if you let them know you care about them.
I'm looking at a comment on Facebook, Nigeria Caribbean Movement for Peace and Healing, and it says, lobbying for alternative therapy like yoga, meditation, breath work, etc. within schools. So, good intervention there. Nigeria,
yes, and I think also Winnie Green was mentioning about being mindful and paying more attention to, just having your own space and relaxing and practicing all those things as well. Along with those comments and as well, Tida, as you mentioned about listening to your kids, do we feel like, because oftentimes we are heavy on the young people, but do we feel that, or have you seen in our society now that parents have become too busy, that they don't spend enough time with the kids?
And parents are busy, really busy.
And they don't have the space themselves. They think, well, that would be nice to be able to be mindful about my own things. That would be nice for me to be able to have time to do yoga, have time to do things. So that is something that we all need to hear about having space and to be at peace with ourselves and at peace with God. I think is important. And maybe you can, if you decide to do that for yourself, you can include your child. Maybe you're then setting a model. And you know, there are children who say, well, my mum always prays in the morning before she goes anywhere. Or my granny always does. And it's something that they recognise keeps the mum grounded.
Interesting that you said that, because we have lost a lot of the values, a lot of the traditions, a lot, you know, of these things that we grew up with. I mean, back in the day when I was a little girl, you know, I could not go to sleep and not say, you know, tell my mother and my grandmother and everybody good night. I have to call them by name, you know, after praying. So a lot has been lost. I mean, a lot remains the same for a lot of families, but yeah, I just wanted to go back there.
So it's good to have a space, an internal space where you're at peace. Some people call it their happy place. So they can create a happy place, a place where they feel safe and peaceful. And prayer is important for some people. That they call it prayer. That's fine. Whatever works for you. But I think it is important to have space and not just to be rushing. And you're quite right. Parents are rushing. My husband says they're Russians.
Yeah, Russians. And Tina, I mean, you started this. You came to Dominica in 1988, and you studied before, obviously.
94.
So you have, wow, 94. Okay, but you have seen so many changes. I mean, right now we talk so much about cyberbullying. That's a big thing. That's a big challenge for young people in particular. Well, not just young people, Not just young people. I mean, it's all over.
Yeah, cyberbullying is a bit scary, and the effect that it can have on people. Because it becomes obsessional. So it's very, very hard for the person to turn off the source of the cyberbullying. This is what we work on. We work on blocking it and working on how it makes you feel, talking about how it makes you feel, and then building up a positive retaliation for yourself, so that you then talk to yourself differently. But I think cyberbullying, any sort of bullying, actually, not just cyberbullying, but any sort of bullying, actually demeans the bully as well as the bullied. Both need help, not just punishment. I don't think it's helpful to simply punish a bully, because it'll just get diverted elsewhere. But bullying is a sign of a disturbed individual, so they need help too.
Do you think as well we should be more empathetic? I'm saying this because too often when something happens, let me just give an example. Say there's an accident, if a motorcycle or something like that. You know, a lot of times the first thing a lot of people fail to do is not get help or something, you know, but remove pictures or do a video and just send it, you know, just post it straight. And just imagine a mother or grandmother, you know, a family member seeing this, you know, and not even hearing about it before. So I wanted to bring this in as well.
Yeah, the whole road traffic accident thing is frightening too, because email news is so efficient. You know, you're getting it immediately. You're part of the trauma, and then you also see in the comments a lot of blame being bandied about. Nobody has an accident on purpose. And I think it's important that we're just careful about what we say online, because we can actually do damage, and to people that we don't really know well. But sometimes people come to me for counselling, and the people who've made the comments were really in the crowd. You know, people who love them, they're not going to make mean comments, but people who are in the crowd, that is, in the crowd of witnesses on Facebook, they'll make comments that are so painful. And then I find that my clients will be repeating the comment. They'll say, oh, they said it was his fault, they said he shouldn't have done this, and so on, and repeat that to themselves and find it depressing. So we need to be careful what we say.
The comments that we give.
Yes.
Especially in the life.
Yeah. What about in terms of sim bullying, and whether it's cyberbullying, or whether it's in the classroom, whether it's at home, and so on and so on? What about for senior citizens? Do you also find that we that issue also resides for senior citizens as well?
Now, we recently did a human rights symposium where we brought together members of different civil society groups, And I noticed a member from the Dementia Foundation was discussing a case where a demented man was expressing the feeling that everybody was rushing him and blaming him for forgetting his appointment and for forgetting his book, and how the bus wouldn't pick him up because he wouldn't have any money to pay it, and that dementia was encroaching on him, but he felt rejected. He felt rejected, and he felt angered by the people's responses. And I think that older people can be bullied, especially if they're troublesome. After the storm, we sent a lot of Pampers to Carriacou. When Carriacou was devastated, we sent Pampers from the Dementia Society, the Dementia Foundation here, to the Dementia Foundation there, because demented people in a disaster are very troublesome. They're disorientated, and everybody else is short-tempered, and so they can really get bullied, and people can be angry with them for using all the toilet paper, or filling up the toilet with the toilet paper, for example, or deliberately wasting all the Pampers and they didn't have any more left, or just get very angry with them and frustrated with them. So yes, the elderly people can be bullied, and then people who are not demented, they can be exploited too for their money or for their house or whatever. So this is another program, but it is a concern that the Council on Ageing have. So as you said, I'm in every organisation in the book, but we have a network of NGOs. We have 47 NGOs linked to us, so I hear the stories.
So yeah, and I mean, you have a relentless pursuit for justice for victims of abuse, Tina. But what keeps bothering you from the time that you got deeply involved in this? I know we have spoke about some of the challenges that you see, and your intervention, obviously. But what really keeps bothering you? Or are there anything?
Yes,
is there anything that bothers you?
Very much. The whole transactional sex thing bothers me. The fact that women, mostly women, not all, but mostly women, experience offers every day where they could get their rights in exchange for sexual favours.
And children as young
children as well, or sometimes it's send your daughter for me. Okay, so this bothers me because it's a shameful culture. We should not have that going on in our culture. It's shameful and it's painful, and it's not people grabbing someone in the street and raping them. That is not our issue. Our issue is that people are seeing women's bodies as commodities. They're seeing sex as a currency, and this devalues relationships, and it bothers me. So you asked me what bothers me. That bothers me, and I'm working on how can we help women feel different about themselves as they grow up, and men too. How can men feel different about women? How can men pick up their roles as protectors? How can they pick up their role as providers? How can they pick up their role as nurturing their partner? How can we help men to not have to be macho and notch up notches on their belt, and see themselves as having an insatiable sexual appetite that must be fulfilled? These things I would love to explore further. But how do we help men? How do we help women to have a different perception of themselves? So, and I can't retire because this is a big job.
Oh. Because I was about to ask you as well, what inspires you to continue, in this field despite the challenges?
Well, we're seeing improvements. That's what's good. So we're seeing, even this week, I'm working with a woman who's escaping violence, and before she's even really got out of it, she's already advocating for others. So if we can help to empower women to say we can change things, we can provide services for people. We have a helpline, and most of the people who came to train on that helpline had themselves been through something horrible. We're now going to have over the summer a survivor support training so that we can expand the helpline, so that in the helpline we're not just telling you where you can go for help, we're going to be providing some help, so that when we're not going to say you need to go to the police station, we're going to say you need to go to the police station, have you got someone who can go with you? We're going to say, well, yeah, you need to go to the doctor, would you like us to call you tomorrow to see if you went? So we're expanding what we're doing on the helpline. Oh, the helpline's 317 30 30 if you want to write it down.
317 3030.
Yes, it's a WhatsApp line. It's open in the evenings from 4 till 10 and at weekends. So we recognise that people shouldn't be calling us during work time. So in work time they can go to the services, but after 4 o'clock the government services are all closed except for the police. Well, and the A&E. So we try to provide support to people, and if anybody's interested in volunteering for that training course, I'd like to hear from them too. So that would be good if they want to contact me. I can give my number too if you like. It's 235 8367. It's been the same since cable and wireless was invented.
235 8367.
That's right. You've got it, Ivonia, anyway. You've had it in your phone for many years.
For many years.
So people can contact me and we can work out where they fit in our team. I rarely reject anybody. I just find something that they can do that would be helpful to someone. And some people just ring me up in order to donate a bed or donate some groceries or sponsor a child at preschool or whatever they want to do, whatever resources people have that they want to give. If they get in touch with me, I guarantee they will get to somebody who needs them. My house is like a community centre, which is fine.
I love the inspiration. I love the way in which Tina is so willingly giving, you know. So, you know, thanks for that. Thanks for that contribution. How do we, in terms of as a society, how do we help each other in coping and dealing with all the stress and all the issues that are out there that affects not just the mental, but eventually it seems like it starts with the mental and it gets physical as well. How do we as a society help each other?
Well, you know, the problems are real. What is it? The struggle is real. Okay? Money is not forthcoming. Most people have financial and practical problems. So it's not that we can meet all the problems or that I will be able to find groceries for everybody who needs it. But at the same time, if you have supportive relationships and a faith, both of those things can hold you up. So that you can build your resilience to cope with the real world. So I'm not saying that we can get all the problems to go away, but we can be there for people. And I think it makes all the difference if someone sends you a WhatsApp message and says, how are you? And it makes all the difference if somebody says, well, you know, let's go for a walk and talk in the gardens. Let's do a video call. Let's be interested in the person and share their concerns. My mum recently died, and having people contact me and ask me how I'm coping, sometimes I couldn't really respond much, but it meant something because I felt supported. I felt held up.
How did you cope? Because it was very recent. It
was very recent, and I think the best thing about it was to be able to do what she'd wanted. So to do an authentic celebration of her life that was true, that was good. And we had also a family reunion, which we hadn't had ever, I don't think. Well, not since my dad died. So that was precious too, to reinforce the relationships. I think that's my focus really, is to say that when you're reaching out to hurting people, you need to form a relationship with them, and you need to make a date when you're going to see them again. Yeah. Don't just say something nice and forget about them. Make a date. Say, I'll call you again tomorrow. I'll call you again next week. Don't leave it at that.
As you mentioned the death of your mom, and that was very recent, I wanted to ask as well, though, what strategies, Tina, do you use to manage your own well-being and prevent and burnout? You know, what steps do you take to, you know?
I think that's really important, and it's one of the things we do on the helpline, is that every helpline operator has a supervisor to report to, and the job of the supervisor is not just to help with the client, but also to check on the operator's mental health. And then they have me to talk to, their supervisors have me to talk to, and I have my own therapist. I think all counsellors should have their own supervisor, their own therapist to talk to, and it's better than dumping it on your spouse or your friend. It's better to have somebody professional that you talk to, because you take on so much. You listen to people's stuff like a sponge, and then I have to go and wring it out sometimes, and just make sure that I've got capacity to take in some more. So I think boundaries help too. You know, that you can hear people's stuff and be very clear that you don't share it with anybody. So the person I share it with is not even in Dominica.
Okay, because I was about to ask you as well, as you mentioned this, what steps do you take to ensure confidentiality and privacy in your work?
Well, that's important, because people need to be confident that I'm not going to share it in any way that it could become a BEF. And counsellors really promise to do that. When I see people, I do tell them that if anybody's life is in danger or there's a child being abused, then I will go to the proper channels, and it won't be kept a secret, because I can't. That would be wrong to carry that and keep it secret. However, in terms of making their information into a BEF, this would be immoral, and any counsellor doing that should be penalised for that. And we have a Dominica Psychological Society that registers all counsellors practising who want to be registered, and they have a code of conduct, and that's important.
Interesting. Nigel, I know we are...
I know there's some... There was one or two of the people who were also asking for, just to repeat that number again, Tina, the helpline, the WhatsApp,
the helpline number,
317.
317
as well as
30
your
30. Well, 317 30 30 is the WhatsApp helpline. And the number for me is 235 8367. I'd be happy if you are interested in training for the survivor support team. If you contact me, I will definitely tell you all about it when we've got the details worked out. But it'll be Thursday evenings in the police station. I hope.
Yeah. Cecilia Dorset, by the way, is saying she has the chills listening. Very good program this morning. Winnie is saying sometimes parents are the source of the issue. The environments they grow up in, lack of love, lack of support, understanding. Each child is different, creating socialization affairs. So yeah, a lot of good comments.
Sure,
from
you've got
line.
people who know about it.
Thanks, Jocam is serving as our as our link person in putting the numbers on the chat.
Yeah,
so thanks,
yes,
Jocam, for doing that.
Yes.
And yes, about the blue shirts, Jocam, we'll talk about that. Magdalene Bontiff, good morning. You wanted the number, you wanted to share the number we just did. That's the 317-3030 or 235-8367. So you can do that as well. Catherine Janice Layton Armour, good morning to you. I received the package. So I'll call you later on so we can figure it out. There's a package for Ivona. We have to connect on that. It's something that she sends that we have to get over to you. So we'll talk about that as well. Who else is saying good morning? And everybody else. Magdalene Bruno, who says wonderful program. Of course, Glenda Bertrand says she's worked with Tina for the past 30 years. They had a Lifeline Ministries program at her preschool and she was there. So good morning there as well. So appreciate all of you who are logging on. Again, continue to share with others, share the live so that others can be part of it and part of the CTD family.
And unfortunately, Nigel, unfortunately, you know, topics like this, yes, you know what, but I was just saying, unfortunately, topics like this, these are not sexy topics, so you know, you will get a lot,
and that's you always
a lot of people, but there are people, of course, who see these things as very important, but good for us, though, in terms of the posterity, when you have a program like this, people who did not get a chance to hear it at the time, that
they can always go back, yes. Tina, as we kind of wind up on this one, in your over the past 20, 30 years, or you've been doing this, are there situations that have just stuck with you? that when you look back, you still feel that pain or you still feel that joy?
Oh, I wonder which one I can choose. I know that last year when we set up the refuge program with the Airbnb safe hosts that we use, we saw several women escape violent situations that they had been in for more than 10 years. Some of them came out with 4, 5, 6 children, and we were able to help them come out. You see, when you have children, it's very difficult to leave. Very difficult to leave. And if you leave without them, then you end up going back because you miss them so bad. And then if you leave with them, it's practically very difficult to find a place to live independently. So the fact that we've got several families now living independently, and we have several women who are actually overseas now and not dead, this is crucial to me, because both the women who died within 24 hours of each other a few years ago were friends of mine. They'd both been in my home. And I never want that to happen again to anybody. They come to my home. I never come to my office. I never want to hear that they didn't feel they had somewhere to escape to.
Is there a transitional living facility? Is there a halfway house?
God bless you. I wish there were. What we have is some Airbnb hosts, and they were sponsored by the Canadian High Commission to take people for 2 weeks, and we tried this system whereby we were able to provide 7 placements the first year and 14 placements the second year, but we don't have funds this year. So if we could get funds to continue that program, I would love that. We were hoping the government would be able to, but so far they haven't been able to. And then from the 2 weeks in the Airbnb, we then try to find a private landlord who will take them, who's extraordinarily patient. We call them sympathetic landlords because, again, although the government is able to pay 3 months' rent, it's very difficult and it takes ages, and they have to be patient. So the ones that we had that were the most successful was when we found people gave us money, so we could use that money for the deposit and get people moved in quickly. And so if people know about sympathetic landlords, if anybody has an empty house, maybe they're overseas and they have an empty house here, talk to us. We can organise, and maybe you will be able to save a life. And we will organise so that eventually, if there's money to come to you, it will get to you. But in terms of on time, I cannot promise. And so we need people who are sympathetic and kind. Imagine, you don't really want to have your child, you don't want your house to have 5 children in it. You think, oh no, I don't want to do that. But if you think the alternative, those children staying and witnessing their mum being assaulted, strangled and assaulted and threatened with guns, whatever it is, you really are making a difference if you put your interest lower than doing some good. So we would be grateful, and if people have furniture, if people have groceries they want to donate. Our families, they struggle. When you leave your fellow and you have to go to court to try to get him to pay to maintain his children, and he said, well, you left, so if you left, I'm not getting sex, so I'm not paying nothing. And it's very difficult. I have to say the courts eventually have power to do something, but they don't do it quickly. So we really do need help in our mission. That's another reason why I can't retire. So we're seeing things happening. We're training people. People are really interested in the training, and they've come forward. The Airbnb people took 40% instead of the whole 100% for. So if they were owed $100 US, they took 40 US, which we really appreciated. That was a big help. So we just asking all your viewers to, if they want to get involved with that, call me, we will organise whatever you can offer. If you've got stuff you want to donate today, I'll come in my vehicle and pick it up and take it to the family today.
Just give the numbers again as you're saying this.
235-8367. 235-8367. Or you can email me, lifelinedominica.org@gmail.
As we end, because we have a part 2 as well, as we get nearer to the close, if you, Tina, I mean, you have inspired a lot of people, but who inspires you? Whose story do you look to for inspiration during your dark days?
Well, we have a number of people who've done extraordinarily well with the little bit that we've been able to give them. We have people who've set up businesses. We have people whose children are now at university. We have people who are mentoring others and supporting others now to help them get out of difficult situations. I think that encourages me when I see people using the little bit that we've been able to give them for it to grow. I have one young woman who we supported from school, and she's got her master's now, and she's working in international organisations and travelling the world. And that encourages me a great deal. So, yes, it's I never really liked graduations, but those ones I really like.
That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I look forward, to having this connection with you again, but also having it with you with a survivor, because I like to hear survivors' stories.
Yeah.
And I like to hear how they can inspire others. So we kind of look forward to having a connection with you again, and to have someone who has survived and who's willing to share their story to help others.
Sure. Well,
That
I'll
I think
talk
will be a
to-
powerful connection.
Sure,
That's good.
I'll talk to some of my friends because they've become friends. That's the other thing about Dominica is it breaks the rules. If I was in the UK or the US, I couldn't, as a counsellor, become friends with my clients. Okay, but for some of these women, they've become fellow activists, and so they're now my friends. And the other thing that's inspiring is that we've been able to have a spiritual connection too. That's another lovely thing about Dominica, is that you can talk about God and faith without being embarrassed or victimized. And we have a little group called the Watering Hole, and we get together and pray. And I think that makes a big difference too. And we have a whole network of women who go out every month. Ivonia, you should come with me now. We go out every month and just socialise and love each other. And
I have done that a lot myself.
Yeah.
With a group, I'm part of.
So I think that's important too, to have friends. And social media is great for that. So social media isn't all bad. Social media can also be used for good.
All right. Well, let's just, Nigel, as we wind down with Tina, let me just say good morning to Magdalene Bontif Honoré, which is saying that this is an interesting program. As someone who works with children, I hear you very clearly, Tina. I'm inspired. Tina, we have to bring you on again, as Nigel said, with a survivor or survivors. I had spoken to a survivor not too long ago. She was prepared, but there were some court matters that had to be cleared first. So I'm hoping that soon, we can have her on to tell her story. So Nigel,
Yes.
we have part 2.
Yes, we have part 2. Thanks again, Tina, for
I could just stay on with Tina for like
connecting
5
with
more
us,
hours.
for sharing your story and for letting us know what's going on. Again, you can connect with Tina to assist in whatever way you can. But thanks so much for that connection and for what you're doing. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing from people who'd like to join me on the survivor support team. So please get in touch with me. I'll be pleased. And if you're on your own and you're feeling hopeless, please call the helpline and let somebody care. 317
Please call that.
30.
Please call that helpline 317-3030 if you need to share your story or you're going through whatever you're going through right now. Tina, thank you. Appreciate it. And of course, as we said, we want to make that connection again with a survivor or survivors. Thank you so much for what you do.
God bless you.
Thank you, Tina, and all the best to you. We'll have you again for sure.
Thank
on
you.
another program. All right.
Good morning. Nice to meet you guys.
All right. So you're listening to Connecting the Dots on DBS Radio. A lot is happening because we have part 2. Let's see if we can bring some more music, and then we'll continue. Okay, we are here and we are ready for part 2. Let's go to our second guest, Nigel, right? Guest number 2. Nigel, you're here, right?
I'm here, man. I
Okay.
left you. Yeah.
All
You
right.
hearing me?
So yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes.
I'm hearing you
We're
loud
ready for,
and
we're ready
clear.
for part 2.
Okay.
You know, we're ready to connect.
I don't know what you're gonna do. Yeah, so
Okay.
We're ready to connect with Mastin and company.
Yes.
It's gonna be
Big
it's gonna be a
exposition is
first
on.
time because we had to work it out in such a way where she's gonna have someone kind of roving around, talking to the people who are the crafters, as she called them.
Yes.
Maslin, good morning. Good morning.
good morning. Good morning. It's a joy to be here. It's a beautiful day, and I am glad. We are glad, and not slightly overwhelmed because the weather wants to do a spoiler on things, but we have we are fully prepared for the weather.
Okay.
Wonderful. Of course, this is the Dominica Arts Expo in New Jersey, where we bring together a number of crafters all over the place who've come to showcase what they have. We'll be seeing a little bit of that. I know Wenworth is going to go around, Robin. I'm going to go around and see what he can do and show us some stuff and talk to a few people. So we appreciate that.
Yes, definitely.
What's been going on so far, though, for the morning?
Well, it's a lot of setup. The crafters are here. So many people are here, and I am really encouraged. The weather is not going to spoil things, and it's just amazing seeing the setup. From the kitchen to the music, to the food, to the to just everybody just setting up and making it happen. It is there's so many tables out there, so many people just offloading their stuff. Look, I'm seeing sugarcane being loaded onto a table, and they're getting ready to squeeze that cane. You have all the fruits, the mangoes, what's that in the basket? Guavas.
This thing is
We
making me
even have
hungry.
canapes and
Wow.
other stuff.
Nigel.
And then some of the crafters are not here yet because there's bad weather elsewhere. And but for now, we have good weather. It's not raining, but as work goes on, you will see how we have set it up. We have made do. We have set it up, much more, made more plans this year than last year. Last year we had beautiful weather. So we have tents everywhere. We have tops set up. I had to bring in a crew this morning to just do, the tops because we have to protect and preserve the products of the crafters. So it's costing a little more economically to do this, but I would do it again, because that is how we do things. We have to get things good and make everybody happy.
Yes. And Ivona and myself, we are now going to commit ourselves today to be there next year with the DBS with the DBS crew. So that's a
Yes,
commitment.
that would be sweet. That would be so good.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're gonna do that for sure.
Yeah.
So Ivona, right?
No. I agree with you, Nigel. I agree with you. I mean, we have tried to do this, for the past years, and I think we should make it happen. We should make it happen.
Yeah, we're
next
gonna
year,
make
God
it happen
willing.
next year. That's our commitment. So Ivona, Dean, and whoever else is coming, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, we can
And
make
we'll
it
be
happen.
there next year to make sure we can
Yes.
carry
If we
it.
plan
Yes,
early,
definitely.
Nigel,
Thank you.
plan early
Yes.
enough, this can happen. I can see this happening. So
Yes.
yeah, let's
It's gonna happen. All right, youngster,
Yes, it is, definitely.
youngster, get ready. Youngster, if you want to come along as well.
Young sir will be the roving reporter. You and I will be the CTD
The whole
connectors.
crew.
Yeah.
The whole crew.
I was, planning it, something different for this year because we wanted the representation of, a small business crafter here in New Jersey. But things did not happen that way. And I did not have sufficient time to work on what, the plans for this expo. But hopefully next year, those plans will come to fruition and we will be able to do just that. Because at the end of the day, we want to collaborate with the small business enterprise in Dominica, small business entrepreneurship. I mean, what they have down there, it is worth, it is
yes,
just
we
so
have a
good.
lot. We have a
Need
lot.
representation here. And if they could just, someone from, maybe from the, with indigenous craft, let's say from the Kalinago territory or, one of those places. There's another place that makes another company that makes the Toloma. You know, that is good stuff. We could just bring them, and the packaging is what is good. So if we could, you know, bring certain persons here and just let them represent the products, and you know, and Dominica, they would be representing Dominica. You know,
I think there should be a
then
closer
it'd be
collaboration
amazing.
because a lot has been done, with the
Yeah.
units, the small business development unit, to ensure that packaging, branding and things like that are up to standard. So just
Yes,
imagine,
yes,
a lot of our
definitely.
local produce in this exposition, the sandals and,
Yes,
the hats and the vetiver and all of that, even the wobduyet, and all of that in its glory. On,
yes,
on stage
definitely.
and, in the on the stalls, that would be a
Yes.
wonderful thing. So let's see what can happen next year, Nigel. Maybe
Yeah,
we
oh
have to
yes,
help
yes, yes.
more in
We
that
have to make it
regard.
happen. Hi,
Yeah.
hi, I
Okay,
remember
so what are we bringing on now?
our
What can we
beautiful
see?
artist.
So can we capture
So yes,
anything this
Martin, we
time?
have Will that's going around. I can see was
Can
that
we
some of the
see?
Yes,
tables that have been set up. Is that
yes. You see, definitely is a lot. There's a lot of preparation this year. The rain is not going to catch us off guard. The rain is not going to spoil things for us. We are going to do it. You know, when the going gets rough, what happens?
oh yes, the
So
tough gets
Stuff
going. So
gets rough.
we'll make it
Yeah.
happen.
yeah.
So we
We'll
are
make it
tougher
happen
than
with
this
blessings.
weather.
So is Will going to be able to talk to a few people? Is that
Yes,
yeah?
definitely, definitely. So he will go on. Emo. We wanted to. Well, Emo has a representative here. He is also the DJ, which is DJ Polo. He works with Emo as well. So hopefully he can do a little setup, you know, between, you know, I don't know I don't know the technicalities and the machinations. I
Okay,
never
but
understand that kind
but
of
let's
how
see
they
what we
do
can
things.
capture. I know we captured some of the exposition
Yeah.
in 2 consecutive years. So let's see what we can capture. If not, we will talk about what is happening, and it's
Yes,
important that
yeah.
people
So,
know about
so
the
Wilworth is
structure of
here. I
this.
am not seeing Wilworth at this time. So maybe if you could go ask Wilworth to do some interviews with the crafters. Wilworth
Because
Robert.
I'm seeing that I guess he's showing the what's out there in terms of the tables that's been
Yeah.
set by
Yeah, he
different people.
is. But
So
it'd be nice if you
I don't
could
think
get
it's a.
if you could get you know, one or two of them, you
yes,
know,
yes. So we could
for
chat
the
to talk
craft,
to
and you
them.
know,
Yeah.
man, I am seeing
Whenever he's
out there.
ready, I mean, he's on mute now, but we can see the videos. But so Wilworth, if you can hear us, and you want to chit chat to a few folks in there, so we can know what's going on with the Dominica Arts Expo currently happening in New
Yes, thank
Jersey
you.
right now,
Thank
and
you.
and then of course mastering will continue. And I mean, from what I'm seeing there, it looks like a beautiful setup. But we'll try to talk to one or two of the people that's there as well. But in the meantime, though, Maslin, we have crafters from out of state, meaning out of New Jersey, from all different parts that have come in.
Yes, all different parts.
And you're satisfied with the turnout this year. Obviously, you're just starting. You say the weather has sort of impeded, hindered
So,
an earlier
yeah,
start.
we
But
have crafters from oh my goodness. You see the chaos outside because there's a lot of vehicles outside. And, you know, as I said, it may not be the best spot to do the interview because, you
Okay.
know, of the chaos on the outside. So maybe maybe I would let Will do his thing on the outside and I go inside because there's a lot of honking of the horns. The street is, really, really busy because the crafters are putting down their products and stuff like that. They're offloading, and I think the drivers are a bit impatient. Yeah.
Well, I mean that happens, and it's okay in the sense of what's taking place because we know it's people offloading their stuff and
Yes.
get their tables together and so on. So
Yeah.
so that's okay. If we can have Wilworth as he's moving around and we can have him talk to a few people, that will be very helpful for us as well. So I mean, I know he's showing us the video, but at some would like to have. Hey Wilworth, can you hear us?
He's
No,
Yes,
I don't
I'm here. I'm
okay.
here.
All right,
Hey,
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How are you
good,
doing,
good,
man? How you
good
how you
day,
doing?
everybody. It's
Okay,
a
that's
wonderful
better.
day. I mean, before I came from Maryland, before leaving, I was talking to Maslin yesterday, saying rain in the forecast starting from like 9 a.m. But so far, so good. So
Okay.
far, so good. So,
So there's a
so I'm
stall set
here
up.
with
Can you just
with
zoom in?
our 2025 Dominican Diaspora Expo, right? I'm right here in Irvington, New Jersey, and I'm here with you,
Althea of
Okay.
Althea's Tropical Delights.
Alpheus Tropical Delight. And Alphea, what do you have for us here? All rum cake. So I say somebody gonna get drunk on cake today, right?
Okay, good. Let me tell you, we have the most delicious cake.
All right.
Take a good look at that. We have 6 tropical
Speak a
flavors.
little louder so we
Six
can.
tropical flavors: mango pepper, passion fruit pecan, rum cake, guava, mandarin orange, lemongrass, coconut, and coconut pineapple rum cake.
Oh.
It's like a pina colada in a cake, the coconut pineapple, you know. And then we have our 6 chocolate flavors: dark chocolate Kahlua, fudge chocolate almond, white dark chocolate pistachio, white chocolate strawberry, and white chocolate coconut. They
Man.
come individually or in these beautiful assorted packs of mini rum buns. So you get to sample all the flavors one time.
This
Will
sounds
we-
And
delicious.
will-
that we have our curd, our black fruit cake and our sorrel fruit cake.
Did somebody say something?
Yeah, so Willow was asking for her full name. We just
Oh,
heard Althea,
what's
but
the
we,
full
we
name?
need more.
Althea Casmi McGlow.
Alphea Casimir Maglo. And Alphea, where in Dominica are you
right,
from?
that's it.
La Pointe.
Ah.
Okay. Point Michel, right? I'm a Wesley man, but I think I understood that one. Well,
Nice.
La
La
Pointe.
Pointe.
Point Michel, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. And how long have you been doing this?
Oh, well, I launched in 2018.
2018. And you're already established like that with all this wonderful stuff. And what? And this juice over there.
We have tropical lemonades made with the real fruit. So we have like soursop lemonade, guava lemonade, mango lemonade, minty cucumber, sorrel, spicy ginger lemonade. We have a whole line of tropical
Hey,
lemonade.
you
I
come
love
over
this.
here, you'll live forever. You see that? Good natural stuff.
So, Will Wolf asked her how can someone get in touch with her?
Yeah.
How can they get in touch with you? You have a website.
AltheaSTropicalDelights.com.
Spell it out.
ALTHEAS. Althea's Tropical, TROPICAL, Delights, DELIGHTS.com.
Wonderful. Thank you, Althea, man. And now,
She's not here.
oh, she's
So you
not
go- you're
here.
going to another
All right, so
store?
this
Okay.
person is not here, but I'm seeing some bags with some Dominica flag on there. I'll
Wow.
try to go. Well, people are still setting up,
Yes, I can
so
understand. Yeah.
I will just walk around and see people who are ready.
So someone
you-
wanted
you-
us
you-
to mention Nigel Maslin's full name. So Maslin Gordon, of course, she's the person who started this exposition. She was a guest when Nigel, was it last week?
Yes, yeah, we
All
had
right.
Marcelin
So,
Edwards last
yes,
week. And
Marcelin
she was telling us
Edwards,
about that
yes.
Expo. So yes, so
Yeah.
Marcelin Edwards is one of the organizers,
Yeah.
the main organizer of
Marcelin
this
Edwards,
Dominica
yes.
Art Expo.
Okay.
And we have our roving reporter who has
Will
just
Wolf
been
Robin.
inducted right now.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
Will
just
Wolf-
hired on the
Will Wolf
spot.
Robin, he was hired on the spot.
Yeah.
You see how good you see how you get a job very quickly,
Yeah.
hired on the spot. So we appreciate Will Wolf doing this from us for us.
Okay,
Of
so
course,
Willow is going
big
to
up the
another
community
store.
of Wesley. we
Yeah,
always
man.
like to mention
Wesley
the
in the
community
house.
you're from.
Wesley
You
in
know,
the
yes,
house.
Wesley's
Yes.
here, so we appreciate
And
that.
Dominican
former
doing the
guest
thing
is-
big. New Jersey, I mean, it's beautiful out here. The sun is actually out. I think the weather say it's not gonna do that to us anymore with that rain. So it looks
Beautiful,
like things are
beautiful.
holding up so far.
Beautiful.
Anyway, so we have here
Mm-hmm.
Panelia Canes, and what do you have for us?
So this is the name of my products is Nelia's Flair, and we do handcrafted body care products and home fragrance, and it's all natural products. We have our deodorant here. It's odor neutralizing, and we have our kids line over here. It's called Shield and Shine. So your child can use our deodorant and they don't have to worry about body odor, especially during their puberty years where they do tend to, their hormones are changing. So they tend to develop a body odor. So we are here with our deodorant. It's called Shield and Shine Kid deodorant. And they use it and it shields them from odor so they can be a star, in all the extracurricular activities. They don't have to worry about participating in anything because they don't want to be, stinking. That's out of the question for them now. So they'll be able to enjoy themselves. And then we have our lotion over here. It's it protects your skin, it soothes your skin and what have you. And we give you the best. So we give you the best out of everything. And we have some samples over here that when the people come, they could smell it and spray them themselves and see if they like it. And over here, some people are kind of reluctant to try new products. So I have catered for that. They don't have to worry. So I have little sample packs here. It's only $5 that they can
Prices are good.
sample it, and of course, once they get hooked on here, because you will get hooked, it's good products. So once they get hooked on here, they can always order it on my website, which is neliasflair.com.
Yes, I love
That's
how
amazing. So you
Will
mean
Worth.
you're as the Dominican out here doing all this
Yeah,
beautiful stuff? I didn't know about that. Maslin, thanks for putting on
I love
this
this. I love
very
this. Well, we are
important.
in Dominica. Is she from Wilworth? We need this as well. What
Yeah,
area?
I'm gonna come to that. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your background, Dominica. Where are you from?
I'm originally, so I was born in Warner, but I'm transplanted in Lap. I was transplanted to Lifeline at a very young age. So when people ask me where I'm from, I usually say born in Warner, but transplanted to Lifeline.
Okay.
And I've migrated here a couple of years ago, a few years ago, long time,
A few years ago, long
A
time.
long time.
Okay. Long
Wilworth,
ago.
Wilworth, just tell her
a
for
long
me.
time.
I love her creation. I love the design. How the
Uh,
yellow has been embossed
uh,
with the madras. So let her know that for me as
So
well.
I lived in New York, but now I moved to New Jersey with my lovely husband over here,
Okay.
Ronald Keynes.
Ah,
You know,
Keynes. Okay.
and I'm here, doing my thing. This is like a hobby business for me. So hopefully, I'm hoping that my business will grow. So this is one of the reasons why I participate in this event, to expose people to what I'm doing, because many people don't know about my product. And this is good product. Just this morning, as I enter here today, someone said to me, "Oh my gosh, I didn't believe you do deodorant." I said, "Yes, I do. I've been doing it for a while." And the person said, "Those I use at the store, they don't really do good for me." I said, "Honey, you have come to the right place.
Wow.
Try Nelia's Flare and you won't regret it."
What's the
Definitely.
website again?
I'm going to support for
Ask,
so hot.
ask for the website again, and we'll.
The website again. Give us the website.
It's neliasflare.com.
You have it. You have
www.neliasflare.com.
spell it out, because I know there are different
Yeah.
ways to spell Nelia.
Yeah, yeah.
It's right there. Let me just
All right. I'm gonna get the. But tell us, how long ago?
if people are looking, they could just.
How long ago you started this?
Well, I started it as a hobby about 6 years ago, because the reason why I started this business, especially the deodorant, was because of my son. When he turned his puberty age, his body odor was very strong. And as a mother, I wanted my son to be, not concerned about his body odor when he goes to school. I didn't want kids making fun of my son. So I tried the baking soda, just a plain baking soda. It didn't work. We tried the natural deodorant in the stores. It didn't work. The baking soda gave him a rash. So as a mother, I'm concerned for my child. I want the wellness for my child. So I enrolled on an online school that shows you how to make natural products, aromatherapy school. So I use essential oils in my products. And I tried making my deodorant. And the first one, as I always tell people, it was hard as a rock. But I kept trying because I didn't want to give up on my son. So I kept trying and then trying, and eventually I was able to make a product which was good. So of course I started making the products and giving them away, like I always do. I like to give things away. So I gave them away and what have you. And then my friends keep giving me all these good reviews, and you should take this out to the public. You should take this out to the public. I'm like, really? You serious? And they're like, yeah. So I started small, and people would order, and then they would call me and ask me, what do you have? And I would text them back, this is what I have. And somebody says, why don't you just get a website? I said, a website? I don't thought about that. So then, if I had to go further into the business, I had to register my business because I want to do it legit. So I did register the business to Nelia's Flair. And then, so altogether, I have been doing it for about 6 years, but the business is about 4 years. And this
Amazing.
is my third.
So, do you have any background? You say you went on the training. By the way, how long was that training?
Pardon me?
The training that you did,
It's a school.
the school.
So yeah, it's
how
a
long
school.
was
So
how long was
I
that?
did it for a whole year. It's an aromatherapy
year.
school.
And do you have any background in? I mean, I know people. I thought this is all scientific
But
stuff.
I'm crafty. I love to do things. I love to work with my hands. So I'm really crafty. And doing this it's a pleasure for me to do. But in terms of background, I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of learning,
Yeah.
and that's how I end up, doing all this product. I do a lot of research as to
All right. And the product, the presentation is really good. Yeah. So I was told I have to, we have to, I think we have limited time on here. So thanks. Very intriguing. And we will move to the next. Who else is ready here?
Let's find out.
Yes, Wilwolf, we appreciate this, man. We appreciate
Yeah.
this connection.
Oh, roving reporter for this year.
Yes.
Wilwolf
We have a
Robin.
roving reporter that
So
we put him
we
on the
have over
spot. We
here.
appreciate it.
You have about a minute to tell us about your product here. About what's your name? Shanika Richard. And what you have for us?
I make all natural hair and skin products.
Can you speak up a little bit?
I make all natural hair and skin products. Yeah,
All
so
natural
I make
skin
lotions, soothing creams, body glitter, oil, castle soap, hair shampoo, hair oil.
Where's the distortion?
You name it, I got it.
All right. And how long have you been doing this?
I would say about 5 years.
5 years. And where in Dominica are you from?
My family's from Wesley.
Your family from Wesley. Wow, that's where I'm from. Amazing. So yeah, nice product. That nice product out here. You already on the site? All right. So we're here with, I know this lady, Sophia Lewis. Always have a nice smile. What you got for us, Sophia?
Products. So let's start with the facial oils here, and I also have all the stuff that's in the products here. My business is Natural Deluxe. I'm from Dominica, so I figured I'll just do something natural from Dominica, Nature Island. So I tried to put that as the name. So I make more stuff, but this is what I have so far for today.
Amazing.
Facial wash, a natural deodorant, facial serum. I also have a scrub. So yeah.
Sophia, but I know you for a little bit. I never know you did this.
Pandemic since 2020, so 5 years.
Wow. So we got some really creative Dominican.
Ask her for a number.
What part of Dominica is she from, Wilwolf?
She is from Wesley.
Wesley as well. Okay.
Yeah. And is that a celebrate?
So we decided to do
Collaborate here yeah. And what you have over here?
I am a luxury reseller. So
Luxury. Can you speak up a little bit?
I am a luxury reseller. So I buy pre-loved luxury items and sell them. But for the expo, I decided to focus on my upcycle Chanel jewelry. So these are authentic Chanel charms, and I put them, they're gold plated, and I put them on a gold plated chain. And then I did the same here with the earrings. And then I just have, a little beauty items. I have some wallets and some beautiful bags.
Yeah, and I didn't get your full name.
I'm Danielle.
Dimple. Daniel, what's the full name?
Danielle St. Louis.
And where are you from in Dominica, or are you not?
Wesley.
You're from Wesley too.
Wesley.
Wow.
Wilwolf, only Wesley people you get in, man. Wilwolf.
What's that?
Only Wesley people you're talking to?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the Wesley section. That's the Wesley section. All right, we have over here, I'm seeing some bread and cake. And who is doing this? You?
Yes.
All right.
Daughter.
And this is next to Wesley. So what's your full name?
I'm Greta Liebert,
Greta Liebert.
and we do homemade cakes. We do coconut drops. That's a coconut cake. We do some bread, fudge. Got some sorrel here. Also, we have the sorrel, sorrel punch, the rum punch, ginger beer. We have it in the pouches.
Wow.
Different flavors.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And also, I do some homemade dresses.
And you do
This is my
multi-talented.
That's lovely.
Well, I've been sewing since I'm home, so.
Wow. When you say home, you mean Dominica. And where in Dominica are you from?
I'm from Marigot.
Marigot. So you see Wesley Marigot, you go next village over.
Okay. Interesting.
So we have some beautiful things around, so they can come along and patronize.
Yeah, so come along here. We got all
this.
the nice stuff that Dominicans love to eat. Dominicans eat a lot of bird, by the way. So I'm sure they will be selling here. What? Good morning. It's still morning, right?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
Good morning. Do you live here on DBS? And we want to know who is the person selling. Can you speak up a little more loud for us?
I'm Shalita. I made this cupcake and carrot cake.
All right, cupcakes and carrot cake. And were you born in Dominica or you have parents in Dominica? Your mom is, and where's mom from?
So I'm from Marigot, Dominica. This is the youngest crafter. She has been
All
here
right.
for the past few years. She is a pastry maker. She loves her cake. She
Wow.
loves her thing. She has been doing that from 9 years old. And we use this opportunity to showcase her and showcase what she's doing.
That's good.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, well, thank you.
this.
Thank you. And we missed somebody down there?
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna come. We're gonna come back to you. We're trying to get everybody.
Sean,
But
connecting
someone
the
is
dots.
ready over here. Oh, the lady with the bags.
With the bags. I
The
love
Born
bags.
Dominica product.
Born Dominican products. All right.
Nice.
So who is you are the
Who's
one?
behind this?
It's Jolly, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know
Hey,
the
Jolly
face.
Alfred.
I've seen this.
I'm representing my son and my daughter.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
Is that Jolly?
Yes, Jolly.
Yes,
Yes.
that is.
That's the Born Dominica products. The
So-
creators are not here today, but we couldn't have the expo without Born in there because Born is a big hood here.
All right.
We are representing them here today. As you can see, they got the wallets, men and women.
And I will
Let's
hold
go-
this up
let's-
close.
yeah,
You
right,
see
closer,
the Dominica stuff on here. Yeah, so Dominica brand and
Yes,
look
in
at this.
Boston. This.
It's imprinted
the
back.
tote
That's
bag.
lovely. Okay, that's lovely.
Wilworth, I know Ivona wants to ask Jolly something, Wilworth.
All right, Ivona, I want to ask you something.
Hi, Jolly. By the way, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Nigel, which question again? Which question? But Jolly, by the way, even before Nigel give me the question, I mean, hats off to you. I did not even realize that you are all, you have all this going on with your children.
Yeah, but I'm singing today.
Oh, you're singing
But
today.
my family member, Born is part of my family, and since they can't be represented here today, I'm thinking like I'm here. Why not bring the Born product?
But Jolly, you're a big cook as well. I thought you would have some, delicacies on display.
There's a lot going on in my life right now.
But I got where everybody else is from. Jolly, where are you from in Dominica?
I'm from Grand Bay.
You're from Grand Bay.
My father is from Marigot.
Okay.
I grew up in Layo River Valley, Layo Valley. I'm all over the place. I'm from Dominica.
Yeah, real Dominican. You go from north to south.
You see the earrings, you see the bracelets. Listen, I'm
Wow,
all.
my goodness, this was
A former
Dominican
female
to
calypso
the
queen,
bones.
right, Nigel?
Definitely.
That's the
first
question now.
Man. Yes, and Jolly will be performing later on, right?
Yes, the band is setting up. We're gonna do our thing today. We're gonna let the people be happy. We're gonna hail up Dominica, big up Dominica. It's gonna be fun. You should be here.
Yeah, I was supposed to be here, but flights and everything else. But don't worry, we'll be there next year definitely.
Yes, it's getting bigger every year, so we are gonna be
Yes.
having it next year. You gotta come and have fun here. It's so much fun. You have no idea.
All right, before I move on, did you have the question yet?
I have a question. Sorry.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
How much time do we have on this program?
Well, we have
We have another 15 minutes
15
there.
minutes,
wow.
and that's
Okay,
it.
15 minutes. Oh, we got
I think I'm gonna help Wilworth speed up the interviews. I'm gonna help.
Sure. Sure, let's make it
All
happen.
right.
But I love this.
Yeah, let's
I
make it
really love
happen.
this. Nigel.
So I'm gonna go around to the next people.
Okay,
yes,
yes. I know they.
Okay, bye.
All right, thank you, Jolly. All right,
Lovely
are you
bags.
ready over here? Yeah, but you have like a minute.
So this is my table.
And your name is?
I am George Lynn Wilkerson. I am from Wesley Valley.
All right.
This is my table. I'm an author. I have 2 books published so far.
All right.
Wow. That's lovely.
One look like a kid.
Christian book and a kid's book. If you are a believer and you are struggling with in your walk with God, this is a good book that will steer you on your way.
Yeah. All right. We thank you, George Lynn. We got a few minutes. I have to get to some other people. Yes. Okay. This one. Do this. All right. Are you guys ready over here for a short interview? No. All right.
Okay, that's the
Well,
Dominica Diaspora Crafts Expo.
Yes.
Arts and Crafts Exposition.
Oh yeah, we got to get Chana over here,
What
right?
is happening?
Did you speak to her here?
Not yet. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
Last time we
Name.
had Tanya Green
Where are you from in
on.
Dominica?
Theodora Anthony Williams. I'm from Wesley, and my business is Westville Delicacy.
Westville. And what you have?
Wesley and Melvin Hall. I'm the
Lovely.
producer of cocoa cubes, cocoa balls, cocoa powder. I also produce CMOS drink. We have different blends. We have the plain CMOS. We have CMOS with milk, CMOS with beets, and CMOS with carrot. We also have CMOS gel. We know that CMOS has many medicinal uses, 96 minerals. Come on down. You can. This is a plain CMOS gel. It can be used for your juices, for facial, for different things. Put in your cocoa tea.
All right.
Make your drink. We also have
10 more seconds.
We also have cassava products. We have cassava pizza. We have tukuna. We have the plain pasta.
Man,
We also have the famous cocoa punch. Come on down.
you need to come. You need to come out here. And I thank you, Theodora. And I need to go over here. The lady with all the good stuff over here, natural things, and we have her right here.
Hello.
Hello.
A name and where you from?
Shanna, Glamorous Acres Farms.
Glamorous Acres Farm.
So yeah, I am from Calabishi and Wesley mix.
All right.
And yeah, just for
DBS.
Oh, DBS.
Live, you live on DBS.
So, guys,
so tell us quickly what you have. You have 30 seconds.
Okay, so we have guavas, we sell plants. So if you see the plants,
Palm seed plant. Look at that. They've got palm seed on it already.
Right, we have different plants. We have guavas, we have mangoes.
And cane, yeah, you got cane here, mangoes, good mangoes, like real mangoes, you know, like Dominica, not the kind of mangoes you get in America here. That, I mean, this, wow.
So we have the cane down. Oh yeah, and then we have cane. And you sugar cane.
And you squeeze in the sugar cane.
We'll be doing cane juice.
I see your jelly also.
Yes.
You have Kennick.
Bunch of mangoes, guavas.
Wow. Lovely, lovely. All right, thank you, Shanna. We have a couple more minutes. How many minutes? Oh, and there's the lady with the good pepper stuff right here. Yeah. We live on DBS, so you have to give a quick,
give
her
her
man.
name. Let's get her name first. Let's get her name.
Name and where you from in Dominica.
Adelaide Paul from Portsmouth. My company is Decade LLC, Decade Foods. And we do manufacture hot sauces, seasonings. It's called Pestonade. These are our pestonade.
Yeah, just grab a couple.
Our hot sauces. We have different.
And I can tell you I had those, and those are my favorite pepper sauce.
And we also have our punches. We have a good old sorrel punch and passion fruit punch today. But this is what we have. So
wonderful, thank you. Who am I saying?
Everybody to come in.
That's lovely.
All right, this is Pastor Piper here who will be blessing the opening and the whole event here today. Say hi, DBS Radio.
Hi, DBS Radio. I'm from Cochrane, Dominica. Okay. And it's great to be here today. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice job.
Where's Marcelin? Who am I missing? Pass behind here.
So this is the products of the smoke meat people.
Smoke meat.
Smoke meat, and they're actually uploading right now. But you can speak to the entrepreneur here. It's a lot of hard work. Yeah.
All right, so tell us quickly. We have maybe like what? How many minutes we have remaining?
We have about 10. Let's go. We have about
10 minutes. Yes. 10 minutes. All right. Tell us about your products quickly.
I love the address.
What's your name first and where in Dominica are you from?
I'm Veralyn Wayland, Senjo Mero.
Senjo in the house.
Yes. So we do the smoked meats and the smoked fish. We also do the punches and the cakes and the coconut cakes.
What kind of meat?
We have chicken, all parts of the chicken. We have pork, the pig snout, the pig foot, the pig tail, the pork itself. We have fish, mapuyo, doad.
Wow, that sounds
smoke and fry.
That sounds delicious. How long have you been doing that?
And we have all the sauces there.
Oh my God! Hey, you know.
We have the smoked pig foot. We have the smoked snout. We have the pig foot. We have cow foot. And tell him what
If you Winnie Green wants to know how. Winnie Green wants to know she can get the smoked meat.
How can you get the meat?
At Wayland Produce, 845-232-6202. You could WhatsApp me. I'll send
repeat that again one more time.
845-232-6202.
All right, thank you very much. And I'm gonna move on to the next.
Yeah.
All right, the band is setting up. We're gonna have some music there. What's the name of the band?
Impulse Band. Yes.
Impulse.
Dominica. Let's hear from them, man. Let's hear from them. At least one of the members. Let's hear from at least one of the members.
All right. Tell us about the band. You have 30 seconds.
Impulse.
Yeah.
Well, Impulse hails from Dominica, Florida. We've been together for about 30 years. We played all over the Bay Area, Canada. And so we're here today in this Dominica Expo to do the best we can with the people of Dominica, loving the idea.
Love
First time here at
I don't know, you should know him, right? Leroy
2025.
Spiky Kiss.
And so we're going to be having a good time here today and hope we can bring some joy to the folks here today.
Let him say his name though, even if we know. Let him say his name, Wilbur.
Oh, you say that, you?
Let him say his name, even if we know.
What's the name?
Oh, my name is Leroy Spiky Gis.
Leroy Spiky Geese. And where are you from?
Marigot, Dominica.
Marigot, okay.
Nice.
We got Marigot and West in the house.
Yes,
here.
represent.
And the main man here, we're partnering with Maslin right here.
Yes,
Mr. Jules Edwards. Yes. Right. He is really busy right now. Yeah, so the band is setting up, people. So we're gonna have music out here. We got lots of food, as you can see. So
this is the DJ here, DJ Polo.
So as you know, it's still really early. People are still setting up.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the guy. You always see that guy on MO News and so he's a known face in Dominica. And what we have going on here, Master?
So this is the kitchen here.
And we got the kitchen over here setting up.
Setting up.
So
it's right in here. Everything. This is the chef, the coordinator of the kitchen, persons helping, Dominicans just coming together and helping out. We have a full kitchen here. Everything, you can get your black pudding, your what is that, stew bacon and fig.
What you got on the menu? Run down quick, 30 seconds.
You talk on the menu.
Eggs, black pudding, codfish, smoked herring. That's what we have here.
What's your name and where are you from Dominica?
My name is Josette Esprit.
And where
Bells.
Bells.
Here,
Bells
this
in the
is
house.
the main woman behind the
The
kitchen.
main, which right here?
Yeah, Shamika.
Shamika, how are you doing? Tell us about what's going on here.
Hi, how are you? There's a lot going on over here. I'm very busy, so.
Very busy.
I'm very
What's
busy.
on the menu? There's
a lot of different things on the menu. For breakfast, we got saltfish, we got stew herring, we got bakes, plantains, and to start. And then for lunch, we got jerk chicken, we got pilau, we got barbecue chicken, we got crab callaloo. We got, so some of that stuff is the staples, right?
Yeah. So hey, you know what? Don't eat breakfast at your home. Do not, because you want to leave a lot of space for what is going on here.
Behind here, it's the setup here, the line of
fried plantain.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about hello? Can you tell us a little bit? You're on live on DBS.
DBS?
Yes. Don't be shy.
What do you want me to say?
What's your name? Where are you from?
Oh, Eunice, Dominique.
We're in Dominica. Yeah, and what you have today?
What is Eunicia's last name?
What's your full name?
George.
Hey, that's my friend.
Yes,
that's my friend.
I want she
we go way back. Yeah, man, way back. Teenagers.
Yeah. Fried fish. Jerk chicken.
What else? And that's a Dominican Jamaican here.
All right, so.
Talk you on the radio station.
Yeah.
All
right.
The national radio.
All right. Ooh, that looks good. Look at that over there. Yeah. Wow. One of my favorite type of chicken.
Nigel, we need to go there. Nigel.
All right. We have like what, 5 minutes, Nigel?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
It's set up here. So then, so we
all right.
Spin around and let them look at it from this angle.
All right, so yeah.
So set up. Those are the blue tops that we have to set up. We had to bring in the crew this morning. So we are all ready for the rain.
Yeah. The rain is light, so that's really
it's light for now,
very light.
And hopefully it remains like that.
It just goes away completely.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so I think I missed somebody over there.
Yeah.
We have maybe a minute or 3 minutes.
Let's go.
All right, are you guys ready over here for a quick interview with DBS? Right here. All right, what we got? What's your name? Where are you from? From Dominica. Where in Dominica are you from? And what's your full name?
Kathy Robinson.
Kathy Robinson. Are you Kurt's sister?
Very much so.
Oh man, you look so much like. I went to school together. We graduated together. Yeah.
Your identity is always linked to somebody else.
Yeah. So what you have going on here?
I have holistic wellness.
Holistic wellness.
Nice.
So this is what I do. Okay.
And how can people get your products?
People can get the products right here.
Pushing it right here. You'll see that. So even it go by quickly, maybe you can look back again, screenshot it, and get it.
Yes, you can screenshot.
All right. So
We do wellness coaching, well-being, meditation, balancing the energies as well. And we are launching a new candle line today, Moonlight Oasis.
all right. So hey, great. Thank you, Kathy.
So yeah.
And you ready over here?
Because you haven't taken my.
Oh, okay. Quickly here, I get a total view of. Yeah. So quickly, are you ready? You have like a minute to tell us about your product and your name first and where in Dominica are you from?
Okay, my name is Anika Prosper.
Speak up a little bit.
Anika Prosper Xavier from Marigot.
Anika Prosper Xavier from Marigot, and you got maybe like 30 seconds to tell us about your product.
Okay, so right here I have some handcrafted clay earrings.
Handcrafted earrings.
Yes, crochet.
Crochet.
We have some
keychains.
Keychains, Dominica keychains. We have a clock.
Clock. All right. Yeah. So hey.
Here we have handcrafted soaps.
And soaps. So a lot of stuff going on out here. I think we maybe have a meeting to two.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
think
Let's
I
go.
missed
Let's go.
someone.
Still, we have so much talent, creativity, and Dominican vibes.
Yeah, so much talent going on, Dominica. Hey, so tell us what's your name, where you're from in Dominica.
My name is Ashlyn Pond. I'm from Bath State.
Bath State in the house, and
her sister.
and your sister. All right, you got like. And what you got?
These are all my drawings.
Your drawings. Oh, okay.
These are on the side that you're showing here. I drew that on my iPad and I made prints of them.
She drew them on an iPad and printed them. So yeah, so we got some artists, we got people with school, we got everything going on.
Lovely.
My abstract canvases that I've done with
abstract canvases.
my paints. Yeah.
Oh. And a flag of Dominica in abstract. Wow, nice.
I have a theme, so this one is Dominica and the different parts of Dominica. So like you'll see flowers hidden in there, mountains, a little bird in there.
Wow. Amazing. Okay. So I think I got this thing already. So what? I come about done now?
How the traffic and everything, how the spirit living, how.
All right. So we coming up. I just see you still setting up.
Persons are still setting up.
And the weather is cooperating. It does really nice. Yes. So hey, you want to be here today? You anywhere? I mean, I came all the way from Maryland. So Marilyn, Maslin, tell us a little bit more about this whole thing. And I know you spoke earlier to DBS, but can you just conclude this little section here in the last few seconds that we have?
I would like to say is that everyone hearing online, wherever you're listening from, be it the radio station or Facebook Live or YouTube, whatever, you need to find yourself here. Come out, come and support the crafters. It's an amazing,
what's the address,
job that they have done. And we are just glad to be here, in our capacity as crafters to do what we do best. We craft, we do indigenous work, and we do great things out here. So please come on down and support us. Come on down, the food, the craft, the entertainment. We did not even touch on the entertainment. You have the Dominica Houston cultural dancers who are already here, but they are not here yet, since they are dancing later. And then we have the Noah Culture Group, they're performing later as well. The Dominica Diaspora Jinxing Band will be performing too. And of course, we have DJ Polo, and he's representing in his capacity as the DJ and as one of MO News persons here.
All right.
And did I miss anybody? Who did I
think I missed myself.
Oh, Wilbur Robin, that's the sax man.
I missed myself, so I'm representing the St. Andrews High School reunion, which is going to take place from the 6th to the 12th of July, and I'm here. We have some products.
We have to bring you on, by the way. We have to bring you on, by the way, to talk about this and more. So
definitely, I've been trying to reach DBS. So we right now today we having a lunch from 12 starting from Calibishi, a lunch on the ground in Dominica. So check that out also.
And guess who I spoke with? And
Maslin, by the way, is a St. Andrews grad.
Yes, I spoke to Ackroyd Birmingham too, and Ackroyd is going to be here representing how you call it? Help me, Nigel. It is
Yes, the SMA Alumni Association.
SMA, yes. So at some point he's going to be. There are some crafters who are not yet here. Do we have the author? The authors are not here yet, and hopefully they show up soon.
So
but
Rosalind should be there. Rosalind
and some of them are coming from very far.
I'm going to ask her for me.
Maslin, let me let you know as well, Maslin. Let me let you know, Maslin, that what we've done today in connecting, we've actually getting a lot of comments where people are saying, we need to bring this expo to Orlando. We need to bring this expo to Atlanta. We need to bring this expo to Maryland. So, that is something that, of course, you might want to consider. And we'll talk about that in connection and in terms of moving it around to the different cities at different times, because this is big. So, congratulations on this.
Yeah, man. Yes, I will. I will in the future. But one of the things I always mention is that I have to set up a team to work with me, because it is really, really overwhelming to do it all by myself. To answer all those calls, to connect with all those people, to just to mobilize and to ensure that everything turns out the way it has turned out today. It was really overwhelming, really stressful. And I think at some point I was experiencing a little bit of anxiety. I would get up and I would this morning I got up and all I wanted to do was just cry, just go in my room and close my bedroom door.
And I know you're still dealing with this recently.
Well, I think we out of time.
Yeah, well, yes. Thank you so much, Wilworth. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Hey, you know what? This is a wonderful thing. I'm just asking Dominicans to come out and support. Support your own. It's important to do that. And when you support your own, we can support ourselves. So that's what I want to end with.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Just come on down.
All right.
Come on down. The food is good. Come on and meet people that you have not met in a very long time.
All right, DBS, I won't take up more of your time. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Really enjoyed this
Thank you, Ivona. Thank you,
so much. Yes.
Love as always.
Okay,
all right. As always, thanks for connecting.
I enjoyed this.
We appreciate it, man. Thanks for being
I want to thank all the crafters who worked hard. All the crafters, most of them have participated year after year after year. This year, the 4th year of the Expo, and they have all been participating.
All right.
They made this Expo what it is. So
thank you, guys.
Really, I'm proud of them, and I am grateful to them for, really being on this journey with them. So as I said, it's not my Expo, it's Dominica Diaspora Arts and Craft Expo. It's for us, Dominica.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
Yes, I am the organizer and what have you, but this is our Expo. All of us, Dominican. So one of my people. God bless.
All right, Nigel, thank you guys. Thank you, DDS. Thank you, all the listeners. And you can cut me off whenever. You can cut me off and I'll just keep.
I love your spirit,
just
man.
Keep showing.
I really love this, Wilworth. Thank you so much for making this happen for us. I'm really pleased with this initiative.
Thank you.
Yeah. All the best.
All right.
Man. So Nigel.
All right.
Wow,
okay,
Nigel. This is big, Nigel.
That's it for DBS.
Yes, this is huge, Nigel. I really,
yes, man. This was lovely. This was a beautiful connection.
And I'm happy that we have done this. How many years we have done this? From since you started, or the year after?
Yes, we've been doing this. For the past 4 years. This is the 4th year.
Give you
so
some
we're happy that we're able to connect with her. And if everything else, hopefully we'll be there in person next year.
And let me say a big thank you to our web administrator as well. Dennis Nichols or Nichols Dennis. Sometimes I really don't know which one to put first.
Which one comes first?
Yeah, but let me thank him, for ensuring that, it works well. It works well. I'm well pleased with this, Nigel. So we'll meet again next week, God willing.
We'll meet again next week.
And
as
I'll
always,
have to ask you what color you're going to wear, because that should not happen.
Yes, we have to figure it out. So.
Is this a uniform in the making? But Nigel, yes. Next week, by the way, Nigel, we should be bringing on some of the members of the Castle Bruce Reunion Committee. So I think Greg Bricker-Barney should be on as well with Lauren.
Yes, along with Lauren and company.
Yes, and I think the reunion is in August. Yes, August. So we'll talk more about that.
Yes, big things for Castle Bruce, definitely. All right, my dear, we connect again. Appreciate
yes, Nigel, all the best to you. You take care, and we'll do it again next week, God willing. All right?
Definitely.
That's it. Thank you to all of you who were on via Facebook, YouTube as well, and live on the radio.
Ballet FM, chérie.